Hey, what's up guys, John here. What's unfolding in the U.S. job market right now is unlike anything we've ever before seen. On the 7th of March, CNBC reported that February layoffs hit levels not before seen since 2009.
The layoffs are already piling up this year, and we're just a few weeks into 2024.
UPS joins several high-profile companies that have recently announced layoffs, among them Xerox, Wayfair, and Amazon.
So when you look at where we're at over just the last 40 days, it is absolutely shocking. I'm talking nurses, doctors, lawyers, layoffs across those industries. Teachers losing their jobs nationwide.
The teachers union and parents have been fighting these layoffs.
There are looming layoffs tonight within the Anaheim School District.
Trucking logistics, massive layoffs. Real estate agents in very big trouble. I mean, you're talking 1 million plus agents that may soon be out of work. I mean, fast food workers, tech workers, all of these industries are all being massively disrupted, and we're seeing millions of people that could be soon losing their jobs. But the big question is, what happens next? Well, in 2020 and 2021, we were told that everything was going to go back to normal and everything would be great. But what's ultimately happened is interest rates have increased roughly 300% since then. Borrowing costs are through the roof. Millions of Americans are to the teeth in debt. And when this job market falls apart, how are they going to make ends meet and pay their mortgages on their homes and second homes and Airbnbs and on their, work truck and their, primary home vehicle? They're not going to be able to. They're going to be forced to sell off assets. And in my opinion, this is going to be one of the greatest opportunities to go out there and find incredible talent, great, hardworking, smart Americans and smart people, and great assets. It's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to build wealth. And the next couple of years is just going to get unreal. I mean, look at this information. So, and before I even get into this, please hit the like button. YouTube will share the content, educate more people about what's really going on in our labor market. And if you like to fix your credit to position yourself for funding, if you're thinking about maybe buying a business, investing in distressed real estate, we'd love to help you. My company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any negative item in your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. Click the link in the description just below this video. Schedule a free call for tomorrow, for Tuesday. Take a look at this. So, it's absolutely shocking. This is the biggest layoff in history. Came out today, right? More big layoffs, big law layoffs in 2024. A prediction from an industry expert no one wants to see come true. Law firms seem to be preparing for decreased demand, so they're right-sizing their associate pools. This came out 3 days ago. It's quite possible we'll see more layoffs this year. At the very least, I expect we'll see firms making quick termination decisions over any performance issue. There's only so long law firms are willing to carry excess capacity. So law firms, and also in Washington State and California and different states, they're talking about reducing the requirement to pass your bar exam to be a licensed attorney, saying that you could just simply work under an attorney for 6 months to be a lawyer, right? So what is this going to do? It's going to change the entire legal system in those states. And this trend could very well spread to other areas. They're saying similar things across medical, across engineering. It's very shocking. We're seeing massive disruption. 45%, and so pay attention to these dates here. This is fascinating. December 24th, right? So about 4 months ago, 45% of real estate agents claim they're struggling to pay rent. That was before the National Association of Realtors lawsuit that went into play. They said, what happens if 1 million real estate agents disappear? It came out in October. They're saying if this lawsuit actually goes through, probably 1 million people lose their jobs in the real estate, agent, economy. What would happen there, right? And then it passed. So you're going to see a massive period of disruption, not just because of the National Association of Realtors lawsuit, but also because of where interest rates are right now. People simply aren't buying homes like they were 3-4 years ago. Massive disruption across the entire real estate agent economy is incoming. And this is going to have a net impact on a lot of other industries because real estate agents own a lot of properties. They own houses. They own, they pay nannies. They have expenses. They spend money and they invest in the economy. And so when you remove those million jobs, there's going to be a ripple effect. And the same thing is going to be true across construction workers. Surge in construction job vacancies. This came out last week. Now, what I find fascinating is what's going to happen inside of the construction industry, which has already started. So surge in construction job vacancies signal need to reevaluate labor practices. According to a recent ConstructionDive.com article, construction job openings soared in January 2024, marking over a 40% increase from the same period in 2023. Essentially, there were approximately 120,000 more construction job openings at the end of January 2024 than in 2023. Quitting rates have lowered, but apparently layoffs have increased essentially Jobs are open and the industry remains on its quest to fill critically needed construction labor positions. Now, when you see what's unfolding right now, where you have millions of migrants coming here to America, many of which I would argue are probably going to be, seeking jobs in the trades, tile, doing tile, flooring, framing. A lot of trades jobs are probably going to be flowing to a lot of migrants. And then you're going to see a lot of homeowners and a lot of property owners saying, you know what, do I really need to add this deck? Do I really need to fix my kitchen? Do I really need to do this right now? You're going to see a pullback, and it's going to be a race to the bottom in construction. When you have Americans that have hard costs, what's going to happen? Their costs are going to be much higher than, let's say, a migrant or someone else, and it's going to give migrants a very, very strong edge. Think about this. Migrants don't have student loans. They don't have auto loans. They don't have, set high expenses, high interest rate mortgages like, many people have today. What's going to happen, right? You're going to see massive disruption inside of the construction industry. A lot of disruption across all industries. In healthcare, for example, a good example. 100 hospitals and health systems layoffs in 2023. Mass layoffs in the U.S. healthcare industry carried out to maximize profits, right? Layoffs up 287%. Now, they predict that we're going to be walking into a situation where the entire hospital experience is going to change to a home spital type of experience, where people are going to get at home care through a virtual Zoom experience with a doctor, right? And probably soon it could even be, with robotics and tech. So we're going to start to see a lot of disruption across healthcare. Now, when you look at layoffs in logistics, right, just came in a couple months ago, layoffs and bankruptcies pile up in logistics amid shocking downturn. And then this came out, February, about a month and a half ago. California, Illinois, Michigan see mass logistics layoffs. Now, what I find to be the inevitable is when you look at Los Angeles, San Francisco, Boston, New York City, Philadelphia, all of these cities have massive deficits right now, and they're slashing expenses. One of the big expenses is going to be teachers. It's going to be city jobs. And so when you see what's unfolding, and this is just the past week, teacher layoffs are coming. Pandemic relief money for schools dries up. We have their back. West Seneca teachers demand answers on potential layoffs. Umeeka School Board approves plan to lay off more than 100 staff. SDUSD job cuts take emotional toll on Mountain View school teachers' families. Dozens of educators to be laid off. Minneapolis schools consider teacher layoffs. San Diego, right? Students continue to protest. Right? You're seeing all these layoffs. This is the past week, 6 pages, right? What we're going to see inside of the education sector over the next couple of years is we're going to see a lot of that education being done at home through AR and VR, alternate reality and virtual reality, through these headsets. Because what they're going to likely say is that everything is more inclusive. If they can get their education one-on-one based on their own learning capabilities and capacity, they can get a tailored learning experience at home versus what a teacher could provide to a class of 25, right? So that's where we're ultimately going to be going over the coming couple of years. We're walking into a major societal shift right now. This job market, where we're at right now, is just the tip of the iceberg. Tech layoffs continue unabated in March, right? All these tech companies are issuing massive, massive layoffs. Now, I saw this video and it just made me realize kind of where we're actually headed, because we all kind of know this, but with robotics, they say that we're going to be mass producing robotics in the next couple of years, China. Now, what they've done here is look at this, powered by OpenAI.
Hey, figure one, what do you see right now?
I see a red apple on a plate in the center of the table, a drying rack with cups and a plate, and you standing nearby with your hand on the table.
So he gives them tasks. For example, he puts trash on the table and he's like, hey, clean up this trash. And he's multitasking.
On it. So I gave you the apple because it's the only edible item I could provide you with from the table.
And then at the end, he asked him for a review of his own performance. And look at this.
I think I did pretty well. The apple found its new owner, the trash is gone, and the tableware is right where it belongs.
So you think about this, they even have mannerisms and stutters, human-like behavior. Imagine where this is all going to be going, right? This is going to be issuing so much change across all these industries. Look at what Business Insider just put out, for example. Nearly 40% of business leaders surveyed by Resume Builder think layoffs are likely at their companies this year. And about half say their companies will implement a hiring freeze. Resume Builder talked to about 900 leaders at organizations with more than 10 employees. Half of those surveyed cited concerned about a recession as a reason. Another major factor, AI. About 4 in 10 respondents say they'll conduct layoffs as they replace workers with AI. Dropbox, Google, IBM have already announced job cuts related to AI. Here are 30 companies with job cuts planned or already underway. All these big companies issuing big layoffs right now. Everything from Twitch to BlackRock to Citigroup, all these companies all issuing massive layoffs. And I personally believe that the net benefit for those is if you're a business owner, you're going to be able to implement AI and reduce your own cost. If you're an employee right now, you got to look at it from the perspective of a business owner. If you can increase the net value of you being on board as an employee to that business owner, 3, 4, 5x, you're obviously going to get paid a lot more. They're going to need you. So when things hit the fan, they're going to hold on to you more because they see a net benefit to you. The people that are going to be getting laid off in the next couple of years are going to be those that, their value is questioned. So supply immense value if you're an employee, and if you're a business owner, find a way in which you can reduce your expenses to, make it through the turbulent times. This is just the unfortunate reality of what we're going to be going through. Some might not like that, but this is what's going to unfold. Kevin O'Leary says a coming real estate collapse will lead to chaos. Here's what you need to know. Now, I believe we're going to see so many people that thought that everything was going to go back to 2018 and 2019 that, now they're getting caught off guard with interest rates at 7.5%, 8%. And when that job market falls in their specific industry, they're going to, the average person has, a couple weeks worth of living expenses. Average person making $250,000 a year is paycheck to paycheck. Like, that's how crazy expensive the world is right now. Imagine what it would look like, when, we start walking into this problem in 2024, right? We're going to see a lot of homes hit the market. Now, a lot of people are looking at the real estate market saying, look, everything is booming. Housing market's booming. A lot of people have a ton of equity. Look, at the end of the day, if interest rates are 7.5%, 8%, and the home is $500,000, how many people can afford a $4,000 a month payment? Not many. That's why mortgage applications are at the lowest point since 1995. And if everyone's relying on Zillow and Redfin as their assessments as the real value of their properties, they're going to be in for a rude wake-up call when they actually list their property on the market for sale and they realize there's no buyers at these price points. Now, I think we're going to be walking into this scenario. California fast food workers are now making $20 an hour. Other businesses might have to catch up, right? But that came out, and then it's the California restaurants cut jobs. It's fast food workers, wages set the rise. Well, obviously, right? Obviously. All these companies, Cameo, their valuation plunged 90%. All these companies are going to be walking into really big problems that took out these loans over the last couple of years. You have nearly $1.8 trillion worth of corporate debt that has to get refinanced over the next year or two. So you think about this. All of these companies took out all these really low interest rate loans. The loans are now coming due at a much higher rate. And they're going to have to cut the fat off their companies to be able to try to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So put yourself in a really strong position if you're a business owner to weather a storm. If you're an employee, put yourself in a position to where you'll be the last person that's fired at your company. Find a way in which you could supply immense value for that business. You'll be all right. But those that are, kind of hoping to, go by unnoticed, I think are going to be the ones that are walking into a tough wake-up call in this job market, this changing economy. What do you think about this entire situation? Drop below. Let's have a conversation about this. If you'd like to fix your credit to position yourself for what I believe is going to be a great opportunity to buy a distressed business, great opportunity to, invest in distressed real estate, we'd love to help you. If you have any credit issues at my company, GreatCreditFast.com, that's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any negative item in your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. Click the link in the description just below this video. Schedule a free call for tomorrow. Catch you next video.